This game is rated M for mature. Hey there everybody, redxparasite here, and welcome back to Let's Play Bayonetta. In the last episode, we started exploring the Sunrise and Crescent Valleys a bit, and in this episode, we're going to be continuing onwards by climbing up Jormungender's staff, I think. I may have gotten that wrong. So these sections on the wall that are lit up with these runes, don't touch those. Also beware falling things. As you know, I just got hit by one of them. So once you make your way far enough up, I have a group of Harmony to deal with. So I actually got quite a bit of them into the same combo there, so that was actually pretty nice. Okay, so should be one left now. Dang. Ah, get back here. There. Okay, so did pretty well on that. Once you finish verse 7, you can actually see it right now. There's an Alpine portal that spawns in back where we fought the Arders. So if you want to do that, you can actually just jump off of the surface of the wall there, and if you click in the left stick, it will deactivate the witch walk, and you just fall down instead of having to run. So that will help you out. So in this case, we can actually use the whip item here to help us with this one. So we have to stay in the air for 60 seconds. And you can see that could be quite difficult. So what you can do is the whip item will actually pull you towards an enemy if you hold it. So it makes it a lot easier to actually get to an enemy and jump off of its head and be able to stay airborne long enough to complete the challenge. So I believe more enemies will keep spawning in throughout the challenge, so help. Could have sworn I had a jump there, but apparently the game did not agree. So this will probably be the last chance that I will get for this particular one. So with these time challenges, if you get like the overall timer is lower than the amount of time that it takes you to complete the challenge, then you will actually just game over right there. So that's one thing that the game does that is actually kind of nice, because if you can't complete the challenge, there's no reason for you to keep trying. So let's see. I'll give it another shot. I'm going to shut up this time so that I can concentrate on, doing things properly. The tricky thing about that one is how finicky the whip can be sometimes. Like, they give you the deer and decorations to jump off of, but the decorations do not have a lot of health and therefore die to the whip very easily. So sometimes if you whip one of them and maybe you're expecting to get a jump out of it and then it just dies, you can be kind of in a bind afterwards. So it's I get what they were going for. I feel like 60 seconds is a bit excessive. You know, once you get past a certain point, you clearly know what to do. And beyond that, it's just kind of stupid. But in any case, you get a Broken Witch Heart for completing it. So once you do that, you're going to climb back up again. So as before, same things apply because there's going to be stuff falling down. At least I'm pretty sure there's stuff falling down. Also, don't jump out of that hole there to the right. That's instant death if you do that, so would not recommend that. So we're almost at the top now. And let's see, once we get to the top, there's actually something for us to pull right here. Doing so is going to open up a hole in the ceiling, and I think you have to do this in order to progress because you won't be able to open that door without using Witch Time, which you'll need the statues that are up here in order to do. I'm gonna break some of these pots and maybe get some health. Get an arcade bullet. Doesn't really help me right now. Okay, let's see, what do we have? Oh boy! At least I had enough magic to get one torture attack off here. That will help. This might be barely enough health to kill it. If not, we'll be in the same situation that we were a little bit earlier, in which I had like a sliver of health left. Oh, okay. A little bit more left than I thought. When did I take... No, okay, I remember when I took damage there. So that my health was a little bit lower, and I was like, when did that happen? But it definitely did happen. Okay. So, I'm going to activate that, jump down, and we're good to go. Okay, now that we're outside, if you run down the right side of the spiral here, there's going to be another Alpine portal, so just make sure that you don't fall off. The game will not prevent you from doing so. It's not that nice. So I forget what this one is, but hopefully it won't be quite as annoying as that one was. I suppose, you know, it wasn't as bad as the other one at the beginning of this chapter, but... Oh, limited punches and kicks, and 3 health. So it should be just these two. Okay, this one's not going so great. I'm actually going to just start over. And I think I'm going to stick to the guns for this one just so I can use the hold fire on them. Okay, that is not what I wanted to do. So. I think, yeah, the game prevents you from using torture attacks. Yeah, that wasn't gonna go so well since I ran out of punches. This one is a bit trickier than some of the other ones in the past. Okay, we should be able to get it this time, I think. So I would recommend for that one waiting until witch time to attack. You don't have to, but it's easier, and you'll get the hold fire as well for longer if you activate it during witch time. So that should be the last Alfheim verse for this stage, which I am grateful for. So now that we've gotten that, we're going to head up the other side of the spiral. We're going to have more of those gusts getting in our way as we run up. So just try to avoid those. And the trees here did not make it easy to see them coming, and I had to use the red hot shot that I had in my inventory because I ran out of health. So, part of the way up the spiral here is the chest that contains the last part of the record. So that is now complete. And there's also a note here as well. Which graze within the city. Vigrid is littered with the legacies of an ancient age. Amongst these are the stone coffins used to bury departed witches. Along with their fellow overseers of history, the Lumen Sages, the Umbra Witches used their incredible powers to repel any intrusion upon Vigrid. Under these auspices, the witches abode by the terms of their netherworldly contracts, and upon parting with the physical world, the strongest of the witches were deified as guardians and buried in stone coffins throughout the town. These stone coffins were sealed tight, and it is said that only those with knowledge of the witch's magic could open them. Even during the witch hunts, when the coffins were subjected to attempted demolition, not a single soul was able to peer into the contents within. According to one theory, the contract with their demon master stipulates that upon leaving this earth, a witch's soul nor body can remain. It is said Umbran burial customs were developed for that very reason. The women would bury their loved ones in treasured stone coffins to lessen the pain of those destined for Inferno, even if the effect was slight. Today, unable to break the magic seal upon the coffins, the lumen seal of the sun has been placed upon the stone sarcophagi as a counterweight. If by chance the power of the witches were to return to this world, they would be prevented from opening their coffins due to the seal. This is a clear indicator of the sort of persecution these women were subjected to during the witch hunts. While the whereabouts of the witches' tombs is outlined above, the locations of the tombs for the Lumen Sages remains unknown. According to the remaining records, they had taken up final resting places with the Umbra in the secluded region known as the Crescent and Sunrise Valleys. It is the Lumen Sages who conducted their duties not in darkness but in light, rest peacefully in the valley after departing from this world. Finally, there are rumors that somewhere in Vigrid, research is underway to extract the spirit energy from the departed witches. It seems that the fate of the Umber Witch and Lumen Sage has yet to be truly decided. So, we will get back on the spiral, continue making our way up. I think we're going to have to deal with more of the gusts. Sorry, not my favorite, just because it... Oop, or not. Okay, getting a bit of a fake out here. But the hitboxes on them are a bit tough to anticipate. So just keep moving here. If part of it crumbles out from underneath you, you might be able to jump back up and make it back. Speaking of other things I don't like, inspired. So these are serpent-like enemies, and I am not the biggest fan of them just because they spend a lot of time just out of your reach, and you can't do any damage to them, which is annoying. And then when they do get on land, of course, I'm just terrible at dodging all of their attacks right now, at least. See? You don't get witch time for evading that either. So their fights can be just lengthy, and they're not really that fun, in my opinion. So I think one of the best things about fighting them is probably if you can get this counter move off, it does a lot of damage and kind of leave them stunned on the ground for a second there. So we did okay on everything except for the damage there. Another crow off to the right here, and there's the gates of hell entrance inside. So we can take that record that we found and turn that in, which will definitely be a nice thing to have because it is a weapon that I'm planning on using.
Yeah.
Another LP? Working me to the bone. But no need to pity me. I was bored anyways. Let me go whip some things into shape for you. This took a bit of pounding to shape, but the workmanship's solid. Now, go put this thing to good use.
So this is Durga, and you can actually wear it on both your hands and your feet, so it is one of the weapons that has an alt that you can buy. I personally like wearing it on the feet, just because I alluded to it in Chapter 3 and in Chapter 4, in the sections where there's magma or lava. If you wear Durga on your feet, Let's see. I think I'll actually wear it with the Sharaba and stick to that for now. But if you wear it on your feet, you can see I have them in fire form right now. And that will allow you to walk on lava or magma without getting hurt. And it also has the added benefit of you can attack fire enemies with it without getting damaged. So since I'm wearing it on my feet, I'd be able to kick them, without any consequences, but still wouldn't be able to do punches. So in this tower, there are two things that you'll want to pick up if you're collecting everything. And those are this chest with a broken witch heart right here, and that'll get us another full one. And this note. So this is Rodan and the Gates of Hell. There's a place beloved by wanted men and rogues, where money and power rule all. It is where I have established my office. Those who call this place by its given name are instantly identified as newcomers, as the tired hands of this rat hole all call it by a single name only, the dump. Bloody battles and dirty disputes over money are an everyday occurrence here, and the concept of concern for one's fellow man was long since lost on the dump's denizens. What the people here are after, what they love to see, is not of this world. They thirst for the uproar only the occult can inspire. The appearance of a specter, a man being devoured by a demon, these are the snacks that they eat as they drink and cavort in the dump's numerous watering holes. It is this place that I have come on my pilgrimage in search of a grasp on reality. The dump is a wretched hive for all sorts of scum and villainy, home to everyone from black market businessmen to informants and devil hunters in between. But amongst them all, one man is particularly strange. His name is Rodan, proprietor of the Gates of Hell bar. His front may be that of a bartender, but rumor has it he is actually an arms dealer. Of course, if a man such as myself were to visit his establishment, there is no way all his secrets would be laid bare. However, I can tell just by the air around him that he is a dangerous man. Unlike the standard assortment of thugs in this place, he is a sort of danger on a truly different level. According to my colleagues, if one carries enough clout here, Rodan is known to provide a gun or a blade should the fee prove satisfactory. That is all I've been able to wring out of the people here. There are also rumors that if you enter the bar from some sort of hidden entrance, he will provide you with things that money cannot buy, or so saith the gossips in this occult-obsessed town. They even go so far as to say these things are not made via normal means, but are weapons made from materials only available in Inferno. In the dump, there are enough rumors to rot one's ears, and if I hadn't seen the fresco of the Trinity of Realities and a staple of Vigridian religions on Rodan's wall, I would have dismissed talk of him as nothing more than these tall tales. In any case, if I am able to fully investigate this man's secrets, I will surely be able to obtain the truth I so desperately seek. However, aimless sniffing around this town is a great way to wind up dead. I'll have to be prudent and not leave things up to chance. Okay, so now that we've taken care of both of those things, let's find the exit and blow this popsicle stand. So we have another inspired here. See if I can do a little bit better with this one. So one of the key features of there we go, of Durga is that it actually has two different forms. So the first one is fire form, and the other one is lightning form. They, aside from having the different elements attached. Okay, that was weird. I think it was like taking off, but there wasn't any visual attack that I saw that suggested that I would have, should have gotten hit there. But in any case, the forms do behave a little bit differently. The lightning form is slightly faster, slightly faster than the fire form. So can be one thing to consider when, you know, choosing which form to use. And the way to switch between the forms is to rotate the control stick and press whatever button the Durg is equipped on. Since I have it equipped on my feet, that would be A for me. If you have it equipped on the hands, then it would be X. At least in this version. So we got so rudely interrupted by another auditio. Which that is the name of the cardinal virtues in this game. It's the class of angels that they are identified as.
The only ones meddling are your hapless minions. This will be taken care of in the manner I see fit. Your assistance is not required. I suppose coming here has given you a second wind. Feeling better, Bayonetta?
Who are you? And don't you dare say my long-lost sister.
Sister, you've quite the active imagination. You and I once fought for the jewel upon the crown of the Umbra throne. And now that you've returned, my sleeping beauty, it is time to finish that fight. No time for daydreaming.
So, in wrapping up the chapter here, we have a fight with Jeanne. So this theme here that's playing is called Red and Black. Pretty nice. So one thing that hopefully we'll get to see at some point is that Jeanne can actually use the same weapons that you can. So typically if you have something equipped, she will also equip the same. So, same thing as before. She's pretty fast, so just stay light on your toes. She can summon Wicked Weaves now, just like you, so be wary of that. Now, if you dodge the... oops, sorry about that. If you dodge the Wicked Weaves, you will get Witch Time off of it. I think that's the only thing that you can activate Witch Time off of in this fight. You sometimes will get an opportunity to counter her there, so if she does that forward punch and you hit that command, then you will, obviously you have to do the mashing, but it's a fairly easy way of getting some good damage on her. Now the second time that it happens, you may have to do a second one here. So... it's a relatively short fight, all things considered.
What's the matter, sweetie? Afraid of something, are you?
Afraid? Me?
This is a waste of my time. You're still not ready.
So, what Jeanne just did there is something called the Beast Within. So, in this game, you have the ability to transform into a few different animals, which grant you different abilities. So, one of them, the first one that we're getting introduced here, is called the Panther Within. Allows you to move more quickly. Is very handy.
That was bloody amazing.
So one of the things that's a bit tough if you're playing on a new file after having that unlocked is going back and running through things. So I missed a verse there, and I'm not sure which one it was. So I guess I'm gonna have to go back and find which verse I missed, but I'll have to do that after I close out the episode here. So got a bronze rank. I did use quite a few items throughout that level, so it's one of the reasons why that was so low. So I try to make up for it by doing a little bit better on this. Oops. Okay. I could have sworn that I got a headshot on that. So, that's not too bad. Okay, so before I end out the episode, and I know it's been a long episode, I do want to stop by the Gates of Hell. Because now that we have unlocked the Beast Within ability, we can purchase some new techniques that will be really useful.
Hey, check this out. What are you buying? Heard that in a game once.
So, the game is telling us about these new techniques. So, we can now do two different things. One of them, this is the Bat Within. So, if you take damage and you dodge at the same time, basically if you hit the dodge button right when you get hit, and I'm actually doing it too early, you can actually activate Witch Time and negate the damage with it. So, see, that time it was too late. See, this is a bit difficult to actually do on command. I will get it one of these days. There we go. So, don't know why I had so much difficulty doing that, but basically, if you're trying to dodge something, you do it a little bit too late, this will make it a little bit more forgiving. So you'll still get witch time, you won't get hit. So I would definitely recommend getting this. It's not that expensive to get, and it's very helpful. So this other one here is Crow Within. So if you double tap ZR in midair, you can fly around. Now this is limited, there's a gauge associated with it, so can't do it as long as you want, but it is particularly useful in allowing you to cross large gaps. So should also get this. And the last one, we don't have enough halos to get it right now, but this is the Umbran Spear. And what it allows you to do is if you double tap R and you're locked onto an enemy, you can jump towards that enemy and kind of warp. It's not, actually a warp because it does take a little bit of time, but it's very fast. So it is particularly useful if you're defeating an enemy and you need to get over to another one to continue your combo. So I'll pick that up as soon as I have enough halos for it. So with that, I'm going to end this recording. So thank you very much for watching. I've been redxparasite, signing out.